Good morning, everybody. Hello, good morning, happy Saturday. If you're on here, just hit the little thumbs up button or say something, type something so I know anybody's on here. I know I have me and Scotty, so that's good. Who else do I have? Joyce. Ooh, and Debbie's on time. Excellent. How are you guys doing? And Jan, excellent. And Pam, of course. So I have already been to Walmart this morning, and I hope nobody leaves, Naveen, but they do have toilet paper. And I actually left it for whoever needs it because I did get an order from Amazon yesterday. So if anybody needs toilet paper or paper towels, there's plenty at your local Walmart. All right, let's get started because it is 10:16. So today is just going to be a normal yoga class. Normal as in not power yoga, not gentle yoga, something in between. I hope you can see the floor. Oh, sorry. Let's see, what does Debbie say? I'm biking now, so I don't know how you're doing this. Hey, Kristen. Not my sister, Mom, but my friend, Kristen. How you doing? Okay, so wherever you're at, let's just find a seated position. If you'd rather stay laying down or be laying down, that's fine. Whatever feels good for you. So, if you can cross your legs, fantastic. If you can't, still fantastic. Palms up. Hey, Fran. I think I can't see from back here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Jenny. All right, so a couple big shoulder rolls. Let's actually put your palms down. Just roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Just kind of notice how it feels to open up your chest with your shoulders back and down. So if you're laying down, just kind of push your shoulder blades down your back. Try to open up your chest. And if you're laying down, just raise your arms up overhead. And if you're seated, just grab your hands behind you and look up. So we're going to try to work on our posture today, because I know we've been seated probably a lot more than normal, watching a lot of Netflix, a lot of Amazon Prime videos. Just tip your head over to one side. If you're laying down, just look to one side. And then everybody over to the other side. Still keeping those shoulders down. And then just come back to a center position. Take your hands in your palms, squeeze them really tight, and then just open them. Squeeze your fists really tight, put tension in your hands, and then feel that release. And let's do that one more time. Squeeze, and then release. And then don't squeeze them so hard, but hold your fists. And let's just do little figure eights with your hands. So you can do this seated or laying down. All right, and then if any of you are doing any needle pointing or knitting, which I am actually doing, let's work out those forearms. So point your fingers down, pull your fingers back towards your body, and drop your shoulder down. So one arm at a time. Take a couple of breaths. And then let's do the opposite side. So you can do it seated or laying down. One arm just extends. You can also be seated on a chair for the first couple of minutes, that's fine. Big deep breaths. Then palms up on your thighs, eyes shut. Or if you're laying down, just palms on your belly. And just quiet your mind. Inhale. And exhale. In fact, everybody, at least put one hand on your belly. And feel your whole body expand on that inhale breath. When you exhale, pull that belly button in towards your spine and let go of your breath. Try not to take that inhale until you've let go of all of your breath. And try not to start your exhale until you've filled up your whole body with your breath. And once you get to that point where you feel a nice even breath, the same amount of time to inhale, same amount of time to exhale. Bring both hands at your thighs, palms down. And just notice what you're thinking about. As if it's a little movie playing along your forehead. And then just one by one, let each of those little movies slide right outside your head, clearing your mind and letting your focus be completely on your breath. And it will be perfectly normal for your mind and your focus to go back to those thoughts all throughout class. And as always, your job is to just notice that it's happening and to return your focus as soon as you can to your breath. It might happen 5 times in the next hour. It might happen 10 times. It might happen 1,000 times. Perfectly normal. Just bring it right back to your breath. Let's tip your head over to one side. Bring your head back up to center and over to the opposite side. And then over to the right. And over to the left. Let's try to inhale to center and exhale to each side. As always, just noticing how your neck feels on each side. When you get over to the right, we're just going to stay right there. You can take your right hand and place it on your head if that feels okay for you. See if that doesn't make you sit up a little bit taller. Just make a couple adjustments. If you're laying down, you're probably just turning your head to each side. And want you to keep your shoulders square to the front. Take your right hand to the back side of your right hip and just turn your head back to your right shoulder. So try to keep your shoulders square to the front. You're just turning your head back. Feeling a really nice stretch on the left side of your neck. Pulling those shoulder blades together. Big deep breaths. Slowly come back around to center, fingertips on your shoulders, elbows up, back, and down. Big inhale and an exhale down. Couple more times. And then hands back down on your thighs. Just tip your head over to the other side. So now we're on our left. Left hand on your head if that feels okay. So it's not going to be power yoga today. It's not going to be gentle yoga today. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. You can make it more gentle for yourself. You can make it more power if you want. I'll try to give you some options. But please remember to just do things that feel good to you today. Maybe you might challenge yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone, but never into anything that causes you pain. One more breath here. Keep your shoulders square. Left hand goes behind your left hip, and just tip your chin and try to look back at your left shoulder, a little bit back behind your shoulder, while your right shoulder keeps moving back. So chest is open to the front. Feel that nice stretch of the right side of your neck. Breathe. One more breath. Come back to center. Chin is going to go down to your chest. And when you inhale, you're just going to lift the chin up. You're going to exhale right back down. And inhale right back up. And just repeat that on your own breath. Moving the shoulder blades together when you inhale and when you exhale. So really feel a nice stretch of the front side of your neck, your thyroid area, and then the back side of your neck in between those shoulder blades. And then a nice neutral position. Your eyes can stay shut. Inhale your arms up. And exhale as you turn your palms away. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. And 1 more time. You're going to go back up with the hands. Palms together. You're going to take your right arm down and just lean over to the right. You're going to inhale back to center and just lean over to the left. And then just lean over to the right. So just a little lateral stretch and warm up for your spine. Inhaling to center and exhaling as you reach. So if you're laying down, you're just keeping your hips in one place and you're just reaching your upper body back to one corner and then the other. One more time, right side, left side. Finish on the left. And then both arms down. And then both arms up on an inhale. Let's twist to your right. Inhale back to center. Twist to your left. Same thing, right side, left side. Just about 4 times on each side. Okay, one more time on each side. Nice long spine. Do not droop those shoulders. Do not droop your spine. All right, so if you're sitting on anything, that pillow or your block, let's take it away. And let's lay down on your back. So if you're already laying down, you're already there. You're gonna lay down with your knees bent. And we're gonna start warming up your legs. And a little bit more of your back and your hips. So your hands are at your side, your head is down on the mat. You're gonna just move your hands out to the side a little bit. Drop your knees side to side. And just notice how that feels. Trying to keep your shoulder blades on the mat. So still warming up lower back. But now you should feel this in your hips. And now we'll get some quadricep muscles working a little bit. So when you get back to center, if you'd like, it's just an option. Bring your knees up over your hips so that you have a 90-degree angle with your legs. Arms maybe go out more in a cross position. And you're going to drop your knees to the right about halfway. Bring them right back up to center. And then drop them halfway to the left. Till you feel a nice little pull of the waist on that opposite side. And then just center and other side. Exhaling as you come back to center. And inhaling as you drop your knees to each side. Your next option here would be to straighten your legs a little bit more, fully straight, or just a little bit more straight. You'll notice that your range of motion shortens a little bit, so maybe you don't drop your legs as far. You'll feel that pull a little bit sooner, the longer that lever is. Just one more time on each side. So this is just a little moving core and quadricep muscles to keep those legs up. So when you get back to center, let's just give yourself a little hug. And then you have a choice. You can put your feet back down on the mat, your knees up over your hips, or straighten your legs. So maybe if you're not quite sure what we're going to do, which I'm sure you're not because I'm just making it up as I go along, let's bring your arms straight up. So it's going to be sleeping lion. So bring your arms straight up to the ceiling, palms facing you, knees bent at 90 degrees. If you need to lower your toes down, perfectly fine. Walk your shoulders down away from your ears, and then you can stay right here, or you can drop your knees to the right halfway and your arms to the left halfway. And we're going to hold for about 8 counts. So that's about 4 deep breaths. You can look straight up or right in between those hands. Same amount of space between the hands, the elbows, and the shoulders. Come back to center slow. There you are, back to center. Now drop the knees and the hands opposite side. Holding. Feel on the right waist. You could put your finger right there and you should feel it being nice and tight. Engaged on those obliques. Maybe a little bit of shaking going on. 2 more breaths. Come back to center nice and slow. Extend your legs straight. Bring your arms out to the side. Just bend your knees and then straighten them. So point your toes when they're straight, flex your feet, and bend. So point and straighten, bend, and flex. So we're inhaling, straightening, and then bending and flexing. So your option here, if you want to work a little bit more core, is to take your hands behind your head and lift your upper body up as you extend and bend those knees. So if you're lifting up your head is resting in those fingertips, and your gaze would be right between your inner thighs. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, and then 1. And bring your knees in and give yourself a hug. So knees in, tailbone down and away. Let's turn your feet around your ankle joints in one direction. And then opposite direction. And then let's extend your right leg straight. And then switch and bring your right knee in and extend your left leg straight. And then switch. So you're going to inhale as you extend. You're going to exhale as you switch. So it's nice and slow. Again, if you want to work a little bit more core, you're going to let your legs hover off the ground. And you're going to bring your upper body off the mat a little. So you decide what works best for you. You can flex your feet, or you can point your toes, whatever works, whatever feels good, whatever you feel like you need today. Just getting some blood moving through those legs before we stand up. Inhale and exhale. Let's go one more time on each side. See if you can get yourself just a little bit longer. And then again, give yourself a hug. Then maybe move your knees a little bit away from your chest. Your arms are going to go out to the side. We're going to work your shoulders, and we're going to work a twist. So you're going to twist your legs or tip your legs over to the left so that you're twisting at your waist. You want to try to get your knees on top of each other and your hips on top of each other, and your arms are going to go out to the side. So palms are open, and we're going to hang out here for about 3 breaths. And then depending on how much room you have above your head, you're going to take your right hand and you're going to bring it all the way over to your left hand. So your right palm, bring it all the way over to your left palm. So your right shoulder is going to stack on top of your left. And then you're going to take your right fingers and draw a little rainbow over your head. Working that shoulder joint so that then that arm comes open again out into that cross position, and you're back in that twist. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Bring your right palm all the way over to your left. Touch your palms, and then draw a circle around your head, up over your head, reaching your arm around, stretching that shoulder joint, trying to keep your arms straight. And then 1 more time. So you're turning to your left, Shoulders stacked, hips stacked, and then reach all the way around. Once your arm gets back over there, whenever that is, you take your time. When your arm gets back in that cross position, your knees come up to center, and you drop your knees over to the right. You hang out here in this twist, feeling that nice twist at your waist. Your hips the best you can on top of each other. Your knees on top of each other. And then we'll start the shoulder movement. So now your left shoulder, you do a little gator chomp. So bring that left arm over to the right. Get your palms all the way together, and then right, left fingers. Draw that circle, half circle rainbow over your head. Once you get over there, we do it 2 more times. Just on your own breath, try to do the inhale as you reach your arm over your head. And then maybe you're on your 3rd and final one. Use your breath, use length to stretch out that shoulder. Once you get over on your 3rd time, don't rush. Nobody's there to make you go with me. You just do your own thing. Bring your knees back to center. Extend your legs straight again. Bring your arms up overhead. So your legs are over your hips. Your arms are up over your head. Walk your shoulders down away from your ears. Flex your feet. Your palms are facing each other. You are in upside down staff pose. And you're breathing. Push your hips down. Push your heels up. One more breath. Bend your knees. Grab behind your knees. Rock a couple of times till you can come up on your sit bones in a balanced position. So see if you can balance right on those sit bones. Point your toes. See if you can reach for your toes with your shoulders relaxed and your spine long. If you need to hold on to your hamstrings or the floor, if you need to set your feet down and do any of the options so that you keep your spine long and you keep a nice little tight feeling right underneath your belly button. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. If you want to add a little movement, your arms can go out and in. So you'd inhale and exhale. Just like you're hugging a little beach ball. One more breath. And then the bottoms of your feet come together. Your knees go out to the side. And you are in seated cobbler's pose. So knees out to the side, feet together the best you can. You sit up nice and tall. And you take really deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. And then maybe you just start to tip forward just a little bit. Just a little. So don't fold at your waist. Lead with your heart. So somebody has a string at your heart and they're pulling you forward, not down. One more breath. Sit up nice and tall. Take your right leg and just put it back behind you in a 90-degree angle. So we're going to do a little bit of pigeon or swan. So if you would like to extend that right leg back all the way back, you can do that. So this left knee bends and you're on your right thigh and your hands are underneath your shoulder. I prefer to be on my hip with my right knee bent. You do whatever feels right for you. So first, I want to just sit up nice and tall. Maybe your hands down on the floor. Maybe it's on your thigh. But I want you to just try to sit up, push your belly button forward. Maybe one hand on your thigh, one hand on the floor. Feel a nice little back bend. And then from this position, again, somebody has that string at your heart. They're going to pull you forward. And then I just want you to come down, your chest and your belly on your left thigh. And once you get down here, just try to walk your hands forward and walk your hips, or feel your hips moving backwards. So you're lengthening through your torso. You can put your head all the way down on the floor, maybe stack your fists underneath your forehead. But if you feel like you can go down a little bit further, move one of those fists away. Just use one. Or maybe just let your head hover in the air until you can try to work on getting all the way down. But every time you inhale, lengthen through your spine. Every time you exhale, see if you can fold a little bit more forward. Remembering that anything you are doing today is fantastic. Please don't beat yourself up for feeling like you can't do something. Just be happy with whatever you can do today. One more breath. You're going to slowly come back up to center, and we're going to switch legs. So bring your right leg in front, bending that either 90 degrees or a little bit smaller angle. And then your left knee back at 90 again, or the left leg straight back, so you'd be on your thigh, on your left thigh, and up. So you want to try not to be on your right hip. But if you want to be on the hip, then that back leg should bend. So again, we're going to try to sit up tall for a couple of breaths. So belly button. Somebody's pulling you forward at your belly button and your heart. Maybe you're going to look up. Relax your shoulders. Do your best. And breathe. One more breath. And think of that nice long spine, and then just come on forward. The best you can. Maybe you're just on your elbows. Maybe just walk your hands out in front of you. You should feel a really nice stretch in your glutes and outer thigh on that right side. And again, every time you inhale, lengthen. Every time you exhale, see if you can come down just a little bit more forward, noticing the difference between the right side of your body and the left. Two more breaths here. Back behind you, and that leg back behind you so that you're on your hands and knees. You're going to send your right leg back and then your left so that you're in a plank position. And if this doesn't work for you, you're going to lower your knees down, this straight down. We're going to hang out here for about 2 breaths. Then you're going to lower your thighs down. And lower your elbows down so that you're in a nice back bend. So this is Cobra. Lifting your chin, pushing down into your thighs, pushing back through your toes, shutting your eyes and breathing. So you know I said balance, and you're thinking that really wasn't balancing. That was core. So let's add the balance here. So hands back at your chest. Let's push yourself back up into plank. Let's put your left knee down. Open up to your right, putting your left shoulder, left hand underneath your left shoulder, and your right arm up to the ceiling. Your right leg is straight back behind you, so it's side plank, modified side plank. I have all sorts of stuff in my house that's stopping me from extending. So you can be here with that knee down. If you'd like, you can extend that bottom knee so that you are in full plank on your side. You decide, and this arm should be as close to underneath your shoulder as possible. And we're going to hold for about 2 more breaths. Then you're going to come down into plank, lower your knees, come down onto your forearms, and find your Cobra again. So looking up, pointing your toes, relaxing your shoulders, taking a couple deep breaths, coming back up into your plank, and now you're going to drop your right knee down. So let me come over onto this side. Right knee down, left leg extends, right hand underneath your right shoulder the best you can, left arm up. Looking up, staying right here. This is perfectly fine. If you can, you're going to try to extend your right leg. So you're going to feel it in your oblique muscles on that right side. Let's hold for 3 full breaths. That hand that's up in the air, bring it down, and then hike your hips up into down dog. So your hips are nice and high, your chest towards your thighs, stretching out those hamstrings and your calves. You can push one heel down and bend the opposite knee. Do a little walking the dog. And then you're just going to walk your feet up towards your hands towards your feet, and just slowly walk up so that you're in a standing position, facing me. Fix your clothes, fix your hair if you need to, and then we're going to find standing mountain pose. So your feet, toes are all lined up. Your hands are at your heart. Your eyes are shut. If you'd rather have them at your side, perfectly fine. Eyes shut. Deep breath. So push down into your mat or the floor. Feel some energy rising up through your feet, making you nice and tall and strong. If your hands are at your side, bring them to your heart center. Interlace your pinky, middle, and ring finger. And then inhale your arms straight up and lean over to your right. Then bring yourself up to center on an inhale and lean left. And then do that again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time each side. All right, hands down at your side. Big shoulder roll. All right, so you're going to take your mat and put it long ways so that it is long ways and you are facing me, so that when you come back to your mat, you can be both feet on your mat with a wide stance. So when you get here, bring your hands back to your heart center and take a couple of breaths with your eyes shut. All right, let's turn your toes out and your heels in. Bring your hands, or keep your hands at your heart center. I want you to squat down in a warrior squat. So as far down as you can, keeping your knees right over your toes, squeezing your glutes, relaxing your shoulders, and breathing. Now, if you want, well, we'll just stay here for 2 more breaths. On an inhale, I want you to rise up. Exhale your hands at your side. Find your palms again at your heart. Inhale. Exhale again as you squat down. And now, if you want, see if you can lift your right heel off the mat. Feel a little bit of a difference. You're still pressing equally down into your left foot and your right front of your foot. Lower that heel and lift your other heel. Breathe. Squeeze your glutes so you press your hips forward. Drop your shoulders down. One more breath. Lower that heel. Inhale. Rise up. Arms up. Exhale your hands at your side. Find your palms again at the bottom. Take another breath. Let's inhale. Exhale back down into your squat. And you know where we're going now, so lift both heels up. Drop your hips and breathe. Try shutting your eyes. See if you can balance with your eyes shut. So maybe not. One more breath. Heels down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Turn all your toes to the left. So now you're ready for a lunge. So I want you to bend your front knee. Bring your back heel off the mat. Push your hips down. Inhale your arms up and find your lunge. If you would like, can add that extra balance challenge by lifting your left heel off the mat. You can look forward, you can look up, you can shut your eyes. You decide. Just make sure that you're dropping that hip down and pushing it forward on the right side. 2 more breaths. Drop that heel, straighten both legs, and fold forward. The best you can, folding forward, tucking your chin, looking back at that back foot or your back knee in pyramid pose. Try to push your left hip back and your right hip forward. Hamstring on the front leg, calf on the back leg. Lengthen your spine down that leg in the front. One more breath. Soften that knee in the front. Walk your hands to the front. Walk over to the other side. We're going to just do pyramid over here since you're already down. So all 10 toes pointing forward. Both knees are straight. Tucking your chin the best you can. This front knee can bend a little bit. Looking back at that foot. And breathing. Now you should feel the stretch of your hamstring in the right leg and the calf on the left leg. If you want to look down, straight down, you just press your hips back, your right hip back, left hip forward. Try to maintain a nice long spine. You don't have to tuck your chin. Take one more breath. Then drop your left knee, bend your right knee, bring your upper body up, and find your lunge. So it's a tiny little variation of a moon salutation that we just did. Your arms can be up. They could be at your side, at your heart, back behind you. You could do a little different thing. You could also try lifting that right heel again. But make sure you're getting that hip stretch on that left side. Find your focal point, stare at it to keep you balanced. You have 2 or 3 more breaths. Heel down, hands come down. Walk your hands down to the front of your mat, or the front towards me. Walk your hands forward. Your feet are wide, your toes are towards your hands. Push your hips up and back in wide leg downward facing dog. Feel that nice stretch in your shoulders, in your upper back, your hamstrings, your calves. Breathe. Walk your hands a little bit back. Bring your feet towards each other. Kneel down and lay down. So just back where we started, but now we're going to lay down. So I'll come this way. Give yourself a big hug. Turn your feet around your ankle joints a couple of times. That should feel good. Other direction. If you have a strap or towel, go ahead and grab that, or some sort of band. And we already had a good couple of poses for your hamstrings, so we're not going to spend too much time on those. Let's put the strap or band around your right foot. You could have your hands on your calf or on your hamstring muscles. Left leg bent or straight. Find that hamstring stretch and calf stretch for about a breath or 2. Then you're going to hold onto the strap or towel with your right hand or your leg, left arm out to the side. Drop your leg open to the right. As far as you can. Whatever you can do today is great. If you've been doing this with me the past couple weeks and you haven't been doing yoga on a regular basis, maybe you're feeling a little bit more open here. I promise you, if you keep up a regular practice, you will feel a difference in your body. after a couple of weeks. Might not be a big change, but it'll be little subtle changes that you'll just start to notice day by day. Bring that leg back up through center. Drop that leg over to the other side. So a big twist now. And if this twist feels like it's too much for you, please bend your left knee underneath that right leg. You're going to look up or to the right to get a little deeper twist. If your right foot is on the floor, which I would recommend, you can also let go of the strap and add a deeper twist by taking your left hand and either pulling your rib cage left or your thigh, right thigh to the left a little bit more. One more breath. Let's slowly come back to center and we'll switch legs. So left leg goes up. Again, just for a couple of breaths. We've already done hamstrings. But remember, you are allowed to stay wherever you'd like to be. Obviously, I'm not there to notice what you're doing. And even if I was, I am definitely of the mindset that you are allowed to do whatever you'd like in yoga, as long as you're not going to hurt yourself. Everybody's different. Everybody needs something different every day. Let's drop your leg over to the left. So please always feel free to do and stay where you need to be. And feel free to type in any suggestions for other moves and body parts that you feel you need to work on. Feel that nice stretch of your inner thigh and that left leg. One more breath. And then here's that big twist. So bring that leg up through center, drop it over to the right, twisting at your waist, letting your left arm go out to the side to ground you down. So I would recommend letting that leg go all the way over. So even if that means your left shoulder comes over on top of your right shoulder, I'd recommend that leg go all the way over. Then you just work on getting that left arm over to the left. If it doesn't reach, maybe it's just kind of hanging out in the air. Maybe you could put a pillow underneath it to help keep it relaxed. And if you're already there and you need more, you just take that right hand on your thigh or your rib cage. Actually, maybe your left hand is on your rib cage, your right hand is on your thigh, and you're sort of just gently pulling, opposing, or in opposition at your waist. But should feel like a deep enough stretch for most of us. One more breath. Come on back to center. You're going to give yourself a little hug. You're going to turn those feet around your ankle joints again. And then opposite direction. And then the best part of class, the most important part of class, is your final relaxation or Savasana pose. So You're just going to find something that feels comfortable. If you want to go to a wall and put your legs up the wall like we've been doing in some other classes, please feel free to do that. If you want to just find a pose on the floor that feels comfortable, walk your shoulders down away from your ears. Put a small towel or an eye pillow over your eyes. Shut the lights off. Close the windows. Close off all those thoughts. Don't let them come back into your head yet. And just breathe. We'll lay here for about 3 minutes, as still and as quiet as you can be. Try not to think about anything other than your breath. I will wake you back up, so don't worry. Just concentrate on your inhale and your exhale. Let's start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, slowly, gently waking yourself back up. You can stretch your arms up over your head, give yourself a big full body stretch. You can bend both knees and rock them side to side. And then you can find a side that feels good for you and hang out there for a breath or two. And then slowly push yourself up to a seated position, either on the floor or a chair. And then hands at your side, palms open. We'll just take a couple of breaths together. So inhale up, turn your palms away with a big ah as you exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Ah. 1 more time. Inhale. Ah. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Tomorrow is a day off. Happy Easter to everybody. See you guys on Monday morning. Have a fabulous weekend. Let me know what you're doing. Type me any notes, what you'd like to work on next week, anything you'd like to see. And same schedule as this week. We'll do the same thing next week. Have a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.